Hello and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy.
I'm Coach Raka, and we're here to recap, speculate on everything Ted Lasso. Do you believe?
I believe. Yeah, Ted Lasso. We avoided this for a while because we wanted to get, well, honestly, hey, I wanted to catch up and I wanted Rock to catch up too. And now that we're at the penultimate episode of the series finale,
25-cent word.
you're welcome. And we have the ups and downs of 3 seasons, which it was planned. We talked to Sudeikis and Goldstein and others. They planned on 3 seasons. It wasn't. They didn't want. They wanted to go on out on top. They didn't want to kind of limp in and jump the shark and everything else. And obviously, which we'll get into predictions or whatever. You could tell from a mile away how it was going to end or how it's going to end. At least for me. But we'll do a happy recap of seasons 1 and 2, and then we'll talk about season 3. Rocker, take it away.
All right, so season one, we're introduced to who is this American? This American who barely scratched the surface of success in American football has now been hired to one of the heralded franchises in football in England, Richmond.
Well, I mean, they're
The
a
way the whole
the
ESPN
road
thing.
club. They're it's not like Manchester City or Manchester United or Arsenal or whatever, West Ham, Liverpool, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they're obviously a big team within the concept of the series. You know what I mean? So yeah,
But they're in flux, and their owner
yes.
has just gone through a divorce, and she inherits the team, and she
Rebecca,
wants
right? Rebecca.
yeah, and she wants nothing but to reduce it to ashes. And so, in a major league s way, she assumes control and ownership, and sabotages the whole franchise by hiring an American. And I don't mean this demeaning, but this is the character, a goofball of a coach, which that is epic. Maybe we have to do it for Dead or Dudes. We have to do that dance that he does.
But let me check one thing, which maybe it wasn't clear before. AFC Richmond, as it stated within the show, is not a real team in real life.
Yes.
Okay, it's probably taking liberties from other teams, but they're supposed to be kind of a middle of the road, like I mentioned before, middle of the road team in the Premier League, but they do not exist in real life. Before anyone comes and kills them,
I mean, she wants that team relegated into non-existence.
it kind of reminded me of what of
I told you, Major League. And they took this Major League plot and they tried to. That's where it starts off, and that's where you think it starts off. And Sudeikis' character, Ted Lasso, is a goofball of all things.
a lovable goofball who obviously was successful. No, I think it was Division 2, right? Division 2.
Right. And he brought that in one year, brought that team to prominence in the championship. And again, he does this viral dance on ESPN. They even have what's his name. Uh, they they make it sportsy, right? They make it like the sports agent movie, and they make it like other things. You get engulfed into the football atmosphere, the lifestyle, the
Food.
the the hardcore, the most beautiful game. And what is really beautiful about the show as it unfolds in season 1 and 2 is all the interpersonal relationships, their individual backgrounds, and they're meeting at this one time in what appears to be in the very beginning a self-destructive situation going swirling down the sewer. But Ted Lasso he's Ned Flanders. He's Mr. So good you want to hate him. He can't be that good.
Yeah, look, he is. Let me. The character of Ted Lasso is probably, as far as season 1 and even midway through season 2, before he gets a little dark, is one of the premier or one of the nicest, genuinely good characters
TV land.
in Hollywood history, probably. I mean, does everything is a super nice guy, does everything well. Season two gets
Thoughtful.
dark, but we'll get into that. But let's not forget that Ted Lasso, the character of Ted Lasso, actually existed before the series. You know, um, it was kind of he with associated with NBC and the whole thing. He was kind of like a funny in
Like
game.
a skit.
Yes, exactly. Kind of how they have skits in SNL and stuff like that. So,
But they breathed life into it to full length
oh,
series
of course, yeah, yeah.
with a lot of colorful characters, jocks, moguls, of course, social media moguls, the rich and famous, the owners. What I really embrace about Ted Lasso is it's very relatable, regardless of the fact that they're the top soccer players in the world, athletes. There are a lot of rich people where Ted Lasso brings in the common guy element with a lot of groundness to him, even though he's kind of goofy and he has these cheesy one-liners that you forget in that lifestyle. We're all just people.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And also, I mean, taking it from like a background perspective, it's also a very well written show, also co-created by Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy Kent, and
Roy effing Kent.
Roy F. and Kent, as well as Sudeikis and others. It's a superior show. And if you have not seen it, you need to watch it now. Even if you're not a fan of soccer or football, as it's called, it needs to be watched. So throughout the first season, um, Rebecca, the owner, as also like in Major League, takes a liking to Ted, and everyone who was making fun of him, calling him a wanker, and everything else, they see that even though he's
It's a
clueless about the game,
he doesn't know the game at
yeah,
all.
yeah, he actually brings his assistant coach, Coach Beard, who actually knows more than he does as far as.
But even then, he doesn't know football either. He's
No,
learning it on the plane ride over the pond.
yeah, he knows what's in the book. So now we also introduced to in the first season, besides Roy Kent, who also is a player at that time. He's an aging star who has a bad knee.
He's past the back end.
Yes, he's past the back end, and you introduced to also Jamie Tart, who was their star player, who was a real fucking prick,
Full of himself, prima donna.
super talented player. We're introduced to his girlfriend, Keely Jones, at the time, who is kind of like, I guess, what would she be called?
I think she's more of an advertising mogul or a social
Well,
media
she
mogul.
turns into that, but I mean, at that time, she's like an influencer, I guess, but not.
Yeah, because she apparently appears on every hotel.
Yeah, kind of like a model slash influencer, kind of, it girl, kind of, played by with aplomb by Juno Temple. And
she's great.
yeah, she's awesome. And of course, the I guess who would call him? He's like the not the trainer, but in
Oh,
charge
he's
of.
the kit man.
There you go. The head kit man is none other than Nate. And yes, now tell us about Nate.
Nate is the Wonder Cunt. I mean, sorry, the Wonder Kid. Sorry, Wonder Kid.
Yeah.
And so he's like your classic suppressed genius. He sees the game from a tactical point of view that rarely other people can see, but he has an inferiority complex. He has repression issues. He has self-confidence issues,
Yes.
and he's been no more than the kit man until given this opportunity where Ted Lasso knows nothing of the game. It's tanking terribly. Beard is trying his best, but he doesn't have the temperament or relatability to the athletes. The whole team has been sabotaged, and he just doesn't have a way, nor does he have experience to speak to players the way they should be. And here goes Ted Lasso's greatest strength. It's not his tactician mind. It's his management of players. It's his diplomacy, his motivation skills.
Management of people.
Management of people. He is a master at getting the most out of a person at the time they need it the most to do what they need to do right then and there. Except for his own life.
Yeah, for all you sports guys, imagine Joe Torre times 1,000. That's
I knew you were going there.
Don't hate. Rocco's a Mets fan, so
that's enough, right?
So yeah, and so there you go. I mean, if you guys don't know, I mean, not to explain everything about soccer in the Premier League, but if you end up really, really bad, what happens? Instead of continuing being in last place or just having a bad year,
relegation.
You get relegated. The top, I'm not sure. Don't quote me. I mean, the top two, the bottom two teams get relegated to, let's say, the second division, or whatever.
Well, see, just as a disclaimer here, Izzy is our resident football expert, as he's followed this his whole life.
Right, here we go. But not the Premier League.
I know nothing.
So, but imagine if you continue to suck, you get relegated again, until you play at a field somewhere in front of a Walmart. So
MLS.
Maybe. So at the same time, if you continue to win and you continue to progress, and you get to Premier League, which is the one of the top leagues in the world, if not the top league.
It is the top, as they explain, because I've learned a lot of football from watching this. Like 0-0 is really where you should say instead of 0-0.
I think it's probably the most competitive in the world. Yes.
Premier, and then champions, and then everybody else doesn't count.
Well, the champions is the tournament of all the best teams, but we'll get into that some other time. Now, we're giving spoil, but we're not gonna spoil the whole thing. We'll quickly go through season 2, and then we'll so all that, the introduction to all the characters and all the big players. Also, we have the head. What's his face? I forgot his name now. Jeez, the dude with the glasses who's hilarious. He's like kind of like the head of
football operations.
Football operations. What's his name?
Higgins.
There you go, Higgins. Oh, I love Higgins. Higgins is the man. At first it was a joke. It was a joke position, but
he is the administrator who keeps all the things like the schedules, the buses, salaries, trades.
Well, he's a guy behind the scenes that does everything. I mean, obviously the owner does nothing. I mean, just puts the money.
He's the operations manager.
Exactly.
So look, there's personal journeys all over the place. The owner, Rebecca, she went through an ugly divorce because her husband repetitively cheated on her, and she assumed the team is part of the settlement. And then her life mission is to make it look like shit. Meanwhile, she's going through her own thing of self-discovery.
Why do you want to make it look like shit?
Because that's the one thing her ex-husband loved.
There you go. And
along the way, though, she has her own personal journey of. That's what Ted Lasso is, right? From season 1, 2, into 3. It's personal journeys. And as much as this irks me for other reasons I can't get into, season 3 largely is about forgiveness and second chances.
Yes.
Redemption arc.
It's a redemption arc. And as far as, I don't want to get into too deeply, but
everyone has it, though.
I'm not that forgiving. How about that?
Well, I'm not either. And listen, and it remains to be seen what happens, whether she goes full forgiveness or not. She did enough, in my opinion. You have Roy Kent, he's dealing with the end of his career. He's dealing with futility almost, because he knows nothing else what to do, and he's dealing with anger issues.
You should know about that.
and he's dealing with anger
By the
issues.
way, I mean, is that an actual condition that your knee can lock up during?
Oh, he has screwed up his knee left and right. I'm assuming there's massive scar tissue, meniscal tears, probably on the cusp of an ACL tear at any moment, especially the way he was running downhill and it just locked up and gave. But his character is fitting he's not going to seek medical attention.
No, he's not.
Until he can't walk anymore. But it is not medically correct that how you just like kicks it into gear and he can walk up right now. No, I mean, I've done that in my youth and I'm paying for my ankle. But
Rocca has done that, and I was there to witness.
I would say it's not medically sound.
Witness Rocca displace his ankle, and put it back into place just to play a championship game.
Hey, it's career stats, but a loss nonetheless. Anyway, Jamie Tart, from superstar to he went up to Manchester, right? And then he fell in love with himself in a reality TV show and then got booted out and then himself got relegated back into, I guess, the down part of his career, young career. He's at the bottom and he humbles himself to come back. Not beg, but ask for a position back in Richmond. And through his own also personal story arc and issues with his dad, he goes there. Let's get to a really colorful one. Let's go to Nick. I'm sorry, Nathan, played by Nick Muhammad. Yeah, so Kitman rises up, but has issues with, I guess, he doesn't want recognition. He wants like spotlight.
Well, yeah. I mean, once he gets the position and he is successful, he gets the credit. Lasso gives him the credit. Obviously, spoilers here, so
no, but he didn't like even Lasso's credit. He wanted like more credit.
No, because Lasso it wasn't because it's kind of like, oh, he helped me out, and Ted wasn't being mean. It wasn't like what it comes down to. When you get to that point, you want your own team, you want your own thing, you want to be the man, and clearly at Richmond, Ted Lasso is the man, and Nate is not. So he did what he had to do, and
he was defected to the enemy.
By season 2, you see him, I mean,
but he does have a brilliant mind, but he
becomes
so socially awkward with the girl, with himself, with his boss, with Ted, with another. I mean, he's got some personality issues, which none of which is integrity in the sense of what he can stomach anymore. And big spoiler alert, he leaves.
Okay, all right. So we're doing this. All right. Once again, big spoilers. I guess. Sorry, guys. I mean, I guess we're going all out now.
All right. No, we're not going all out. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, strike that. All right. There's a million story arcs here. What do you find? And let me just touch on Ted. I didn't find him as dark as you think he was dark. I think he had, like everybody else, a very traumatic past, which influenced who he is presently, but he's repressed a lot of those feelings because that's how it was done in his house, and it's come to light with, his panic attacks in season 2.
See, I think it's darker than what you think, to the point where I think he's going
to torture and murder people.
No, it's going to, but it clearly is. It affects the way he is, and he projects, and it's going to lead to my prediction, which obviously, I mean, if everyone saw the last episode,
go for it.
He's leaving AFC Richmond. He's going to leave.
Oh, absolutely. That was the thing. He said, I have something to show.
Yeah, but I said this after season 1. I said this. I mean, no one was there, but I said it anyway.
You're having a Nathan moment right now.
And obviously, they setting it up so Nate can take over.
And that's what's going to happen, right?
And I'll go one step further. I think that Richmond is going to lose. They're not going to win. They're not going to win. How about that? How's that for a spoiler?
I agree. I think it makes poetic justice sense for them to get so tragically close to being on top of everything they've persevered through, to eventually have a transition at the top. And I think the message is the same message from day one. And they foreshadowed this with the ending in the last game. It's not about counting the wins and losses. It's about making this men better men on the field and off the field, which Ted did. And now he has to do his right thing and go home to his son.
Exactly. They really pushed that in the second season, especially in the third season. Certain things happen, and and then stellar episodes. Yeah, the beard episode when he got drunk and had the
that was hysterical.
24 hours of
drug induced thing, and that scene with that tech song that just brought me back. Hello. And getting his ass kicked, and it almost was like a mini that movie Go. I mean, it was like just a wild. It was a nice welcome departure from the series. It was a standalone episode.
But the main thing I love about the series is the fact that it's so well written and well directed, and the acting is very, very good. And surprisingly, not that I'm an athlete like that, but the actual gameplay is pretty decent. I mean, these actors, I'm not saying that they can go out and freaking play against a Premier League team.
Or the director did a hell of a job making it look like.
Hell of a job, exactly. I mean, hey, you know what? It looks realistic enough, so.
What I love the most about the entire 3 seasons, it's surprisingly almost perfectly well balanced.
Yeah.
With comedy, drama, seriousness, levity, and brevity. I mean, everything. We're to the point that the same episode and the same season, you have some highs and lows that mirror life, very memorable, well played out, not too much and not too little. Like just right on point, even keeled throughout. So much entertainment value that, they're 40 something minutes each episode, and without commercials. And
which one, like some like I've seen some as short as 38 minutes, and then the one the other day was like an hour 12 or something. It was.
But it's no matter the length, I've been entertained by almost every episode. I really can't say there's been an episode that goes by goes, wow, that shot the bed.
That episode was really good. I mean,
they're all good. Even the last one we both just saw, the penultimate. Whew, that was telling, and the whole thing was kind of lighthearted with some seriousness as you get towards the end. Then you have Beard's revelation at the end, which, wow, tell me what moved at that one. I was moved.
Shaking.
So I agree with you. I agree with you with your prediction. I don't think it goes any other way. There could be some weird things that they could throw in there just because they got to make it a little comedic.
There could be something else. It could be, but I mean, I don't want to be that guy. But if it's not that, it's going to be this. But
it could be the way it ends. Like,
I could also see it. They could win it all and then go out and blaze the glory. But
this is what I see. I see
work.
Nate coming in timid in the beginning, and it's going to get to that pivotal point. Maybe the game is tied 0-0 or something, and Ted is going to yield to Nate for tactical help, and that's going to be like that pivotal. They'll win or they'll do something because of him. And it will be a mano thing. It won't be it will be a respect thing. It won't be like, I told you I'm better. It will be that, and it will be a seamless transition of the guard.
Yes. Now, do you think Beard will stay?
No. Oh, wait. No, I take it back. He's found the crazy love of his life.
Yes.
So I think he will stay. I think Nate will keep him on. I think Roy F. and Kent will stay on. I think Jamie's going to be getting a huge contract, and I just hope the African, what's his name? It was hysterical. The trillionaire.
Oh.
I hope so. I hope something happens to him, but if nothing happens, that's fine.
Kufu, I think it's a Kufu. That guy's funny. I keep forgetting his
He
name.
is funny as heck. I mean, he makes some of the best hysterical comedic lines and facial transitions that you will see. Um, who I mean, there's going to be some gray areas. What will happen with Rebecca and Sam? Will something ever happen between two? Is like double the age,
Exactly. Let's be honest. How old is Rebecca? And I'm not trying.
twice his age. He's 21. She's got to be 44 plus.
Looks pretty good.
She's pretty good, but look, they put in that mystical prophetic thing, right, with the matches and the whole thing.
But
She could still have his baby.
I well, I'm not the medical specialist here, but
It's possible in today's day and age. The artificial stuff will be possible if she wanted to go down that route.
well, she did.
Yes, she
She
did,
she
and
did
they wouldn't put that
her
for
egg.
without
Yes.
a reason,
Oh, yeah.
right? So that's my prediction here. You and by and large have the best predictions, but that's my prediction here is that they somehow end up may not be wedding bells, but they end up together or a family of some weird sort.
What about Keely? Keely,
Keely ends up with Roy F and Kent.
you think so?
I think so, but I think Jamie he's mature on his own level. He's got to find his own thing, his own person. I think they'll always have a different bond there. It's the weirdest threesome that you could think of. Triangle, whatever word you want to use it, but it works for them. It works for them, especially for Roy F and Ken.
And we be remiss if we do not speak about what was his name? Zava?
Zava. It's all about Zava. Zava was awesome. I mean, from athletic again, like you said, from his shots on goal and his play and
He
taking his
was
shirt off.
awesome. And to me, I mean, knowing, I mean, I think it was like obviously a play, a riff on kind of like like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, kind of like a play on him, but even that much worse or better,
Boy, he
whichever.
was over the top with this transcendental. Uh,
uh, well, I mean, I know we spoiled so much, but I mean,
okay, we
watch.
cannot not spoil things without giving our predictions. If you are listening, you probably have watched all of Ted Lasso, and if not, don't just watch it. Don't be spoiled and deterred because we're telling you some spoilers and predictions. The enjoyment comes with watching it play out.
Exactly.
Okay, we're giving you that. I mean, I give it like a 9 out of 10. It's been that good.
It's probably one of the better shows I've seen since, geez.
There you go.
It's like I mean, Breaking Bad and stuff like that. It's a superior show. Yes, I give it 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. So those are predictions. That's what we think might happen. We will rejoin you guys once the series concludes, and we will cover everything that we have covered. Of course, that one will be spoiler induced, and we'll give our final ratings of the series finale, where they go from here, where they went, and just catch up on everything. But
Let
for
me
now, yes.
quick question. Obviously, they said, but of course, money talks, bullshit walks. Now, in the wake of the writer's strike, who knows? But that
Oh,
being said, would you want a fourth season? Or would you want a spin-off? Would you want a movie? Would you want,
no, as all things stand right now, I'd like them to leave on top. Everything is contingent on how this ends in the next episode. But all things being the same, I'd like it to have a glorious ending and call it a career.
you know what? I'm fine with it if it does. I
But
mean,
way too many times things have gone on past the due date, and it takes away and robs the totality of the show.
completely different show. But I mean, there's a report out there that an interview Larry David, Larry David
Heard of him?
said that Barry should have ended in the third season.
You tell me, should it?
And I'm purposely for the record not watching the fourth season because I want to binge the whole damn thing. So I'm trying to avoid everything. So
I
that's
think more series than not that's worth their salt ends too late than right on time.
dude. Give me 30 episodes over 3 seasons.
Yes, of quality
Holy
television.
shit! As opposed to giving me 7 seasons of 100 episodes
We
of
can go down the line of how many shows went past
40
the
of those episodes are shite.
yeah, they lose the audience. I mean, fuck, Walking Dead
Hum,
is
hum,
garbage.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead is like that. Breaking Bad was right on point. Saul was right on point.
Yeah, so I'm kind of.
Saul, you can argue, could have been a year
I
before,
think I
but they
think
had
Saul
to.
went a little too for too long, and I think they had pacing issues in the last season for me. But that's just what do I know?
Yeah. Well, without any comparison, as a standalone, it's been an exceptional watch.
All right.
The hype is real, I believe.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. Please comment, like, subscribe, and as usual, I'm Izzy.
I'm Coach Rocker, and remember to always save the whales.
Go Richmond.
Go Richmond! Jamie Tart! Jamie Tart!